All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we always start by giving all praise and honor to your
How Ba'Shem Yahusha Ba'Shem Rakah Kadash.
Divine City Apostles, elders of Great Millstone, Rubel. Salutations to you brothers out there that's laboring, man. All right. Now, you know, this is so-called New Year's Eve. All right. And, you know, brothers who seen the stream. All right. This is the year of prophecy, man. All right. We're coming into some very heavy times, man. All right. You see what's been going on this past year. All right. The year before that. And that this year is coming, man. All right. It's going to continue to intensify. All right. These prophecies are going to be rolling out very rapidly, man. All right. So it would behoove you, all right, to lock in, man. All right. If there was any other time, brothers should be focused and getting their minds ready. It's now, man. All right. It's the year of prophecy. All right. So we're going to start with Second Esdras 15. Come.
It's 2nd Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right, that's what we're doing, man. All right, beginning with the apostles, the elders, all the way down the rankings, man. All right, we're speaking prophecy unto you. All right, go ahead.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right, the prophecies that we're speaking about, all right, they can only be found in the scriptures, man. All right, not the Egyptian book of the dead, not the Quran. Somebody get Isaiah 34:16. Okay, you can only find it in the scriptures, man. All right, making it known unto you, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3: Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Right, the incredulity, meaning the unbelief of these numbskulls out here, man. The hell with these people, man. All right, if you can't give up the program, oh well, it ain't for you, man. All right, we only reaching out to the brothers, man, to the ones with the hopeful elect. Man. All right, so you're not going to let these scoffers and gainsayers and niggas, 2/3, all right, push us away from this word, man. That's right. All right, don't let them trouble you. Go ahead.
That speak.
All right, right. That's to speak against us, man. All right. Like it says in 2 Chronicles 36, all right, the ones that came against the prophets and misused them, man. Yep. The hell with them, man. The Lord will destroy every last one of you, man. Right. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4: All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Right, you got death to look forward to, man. All right, and death is also a part of prophecy, man. Right. All right, that's what's coming to the future, death, man. So speak about that's prophecy about the 2/3. All right, you know. So this could very well be the year where niggas gonna start getting clipped, man. Lord willing. Okay, Lord willing, man. Or you monkeys on the comment board, or you goddamn Christians, man. You know, man. This could very well be the year the Lord is gonna start knocking y'all block off, man. Right. That's also part of prophecy. Go ahead.
Hey, you hear right now. You hear monkey. You hear monkey niggas letting out the monkey nuts. Right.
That's right, man. You know
the bananas.
Yeah, got the bananas. Go ahead.
Verse 5: Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right, plagues, man. Sword, death, famine. All right. The scriptures speak about the good and the evil, man. People say that God is all love. Nah, man. God is love. That's one aspect of him. But he's also so-called hate or evil, man. You know? Right. And he's the power source that's sending these things on earth, man. And this is only the beginning. It's gonna get worse, man. All right, you thought 2017 was a big thing. Man, 2018 is gonna blow 2017 out the water, man.
Hey, right. Like what the brother just said, this is only the beginning, and times are bad in the beginning of bad times. So imagine the end of the end. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because the end started 2,000 years ago, when Yahushua went up on the cross for the elect. That's when the end began. But now we at the end of the end. But not only are we at the end of the end, we at the end of the end, but we at the beginning of the end. Right. If that makes sense. Right. Because now this thing is about to start kicking off, man. And this is just the beginning of the end, man. Right. I got this precept for you. Okay. To prove that. It says, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
Right, this is the beginning. It said a famine of wars. That's why you're seeing Yahweh Shem Yahushua setting the stage, man. All right, you got the famine out there in Venezuela, you know, which is only a prelude to what's to come to America. All right, yeah, Puerto Rico. You know, you got these other nations. Yeah, you have the riots. You know, all throughout the world, man. These all preludes to what's going to come here, man. You know, it said about wars. You got North Korea. You know, with the threats, and Russia with this missile, this one with that missile. You know, this sanction, man. You know.
Yeah, South Korea.
Yeah, right.
You know, trading war with North Korea.
Yep, yep.
You know, you got all kind of situations. You got the whole Jerusalem situation, where the beast is actually turning against the whore.
Right.
You know, so you see in the buildup of prophecy in 2017, and when 2018 kick off, those prophecies gonna start happening, man.
Right.
Major prophecies, man. Like we just did a live stream about Daniel, the 2nd chapter. That prophecy is getting ready to be fulfilled, man.
Right.
You know, that dream. Because that dream was a vision. That was a prophecy that he received in the form of a dream. You know, that thing is going to come to pass right along with these other prophecies. So that's why Apostle R was saying what he was saying in the video. You know, brothers that send this thing got to take this thing seriously, man. Right. Understand what you're a part of, because hey, it could be certain things that may take place. And if you don't follow the Spirit in that time, the Most High can just do away with you, man.
Right.
Quickly, but I'm gonna finish up and I'm gonna get the floor back to you. It says, it says, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in great fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Yeah, for amendment, man. You know, these are the things that are written. All right. Now, you so-called Christians, y'all don't go into this stuff, man.
Right.
All right. You other Israelite groups don't go into this stuff, man. You're too busy worrying about your afro and the goddamn sisters, man. You know, you're not going into the prophecy of the Lord, man. You got to bring these things out if you proclaim to be a prophet or a watchman. You know, these are the things that's going to be sent on the earth, man. 2017, year of prophecy, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right. You know, shit gonna be popping off out here, and Jake's still gonna be being niggas.
That's right.
You know, the shit gonna be going on everywhere, and Jake ain't gonna be mindful that it's the Most High really kicking that ass when it starts happening.
Right.
You know, it said that's why it said they're not even gonna be mindful that the scourges are coming upon them.
Right.
You know, so these as we continue to do these lessons, and brothers do their own individual videos, and the apostles and elders continue to labor, these prophecies are going to start to pass, man.
That's right.
You know, at a more rapid pace. All right, the angels going to manifest themselves more. Demons going to be running rampant out here. All right, signs in the heavens, like tonight you got a wolf moon happening. We're about 30 minutes away from the so-called New Year, and it's going to be a big year, man. It's going to be a big year of prophecy, of mourning, of death, of political strategies. You know, implementation. You know, of major prophecies, because another part of the prophecies is Esau has to implement certain things, such as martial law, such as the microchip, such as concentration camps. Right. He has to implement these things too in order to fulfill prophecy. So it's going to be a lot of key components that's going to take place in 2018. That's going to build all the way up to the return of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Okay, this is under. Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yes, yeah. I just want to say, to add to the brother point on the mark of the beast. Well, and brothers, remember, we had that solar eclipse towards the end of the summer. Within that same month, we had America put forth mainstream about how these these different companies, or this one company was using this microchip to pay for things, you know. And I did a lesson on it earlier. They got over 100 calls to where different governments and different bank institutions want to use that microchip within their payment systems. So you're going to see this microchip prophecy, this Mark of the Beast prophecy be fulfilled in 2018. You know, everything, you know, these smartphones and all these things are getting smaller. This technology is getting a lot more intricate. And as far as prophecy is concerned, things are being fine-tuned. And the more they're fine-tuned as being fulfilled, the more brothers in the spirit are going to be fine-tuned, you know?
That's right.
And that's the spirit of the Lord.
All right, I got this is on the blacklisted news, and this is it says 7 huge news stories you probably didn't hear about in 2017. And I'm gonna be, you know, jumping, and brothers, you know, of course, time in. But it says 2017 was a chaotic year, filled with violent protests, threats of nuclear war, ongoing Cold War style accusations of collusion with the Russians, and widespread allegations of sexual harassment.
Well, if I can add, Yahushua tells us that in Matthew the 24th chapter. You know, you got it. Yeah, go ahead.
This is
I'm sorry, verse 4.
yeah, this is Matthew 24 and 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them,
Not 3.
Okay, come. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came upon him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said,
that show you what the disciples' mindsets were. They wasn't trying to live it up and get the basically the grandeur of Rome, so to speak. Live in the best places of Rome and eat off that Roman lifestyle. They was worried about the prophecies coming back. So that show you what our mindset should be towards. You keep going.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
I am the Mashiach, which is the anointed. With those events happened, man. You had certain Jewish leaders that said that they was the anointed. A lot of men said that they was Messiah. I think of this one individual, Bar Kokhba. All right, he said that he was the anointed, and all those were false messiahs, man. Keep going. So these are prophecies that the Most High said, or Yahushua said to look for, to, you know, basically show that these are even prophecies, you know, that false prophets are going to rise up, you know. Keep going.
And shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars.
And you had thousands of people that actually followed those certain people that said that they was the messiahs at that time, you know. Keep going.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not
World
troubled.
War III, we always hear that. That's a common thing that's spoken of around the world, man. Whether it's in the United States, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in Russia, whether you're in South America, Canada, say you'll hear of wars. People know that World War III is on the horizon.
Yeah, you see it.
That's a scare. People don't be like, World War III, don't want to hear it. Nah, people really take heed when you speak about World War III. That's some of the top viewed videos you'll put out.
Yeah, that's right.
Pertaining to World War III, like, God dang, a lot of people jumping on this, you know, because that's a scare to the people, man, and they know that that's a prophecy that's supposed to come to pass. That's coming to pass. Basically, keep going.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah. It said, but the end is not yet, because it said wars and rumors of wars. All right, but everything is revving up to that major apex, man. You know, it's actually, you know, culminating to the times that we live in. And that's why we said 2018 is going to be a horrible year, because 2017 was a bad year, right? You know? Keep going.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Riots, protests, proxy wars. All right, you know, trade deals, illegal trade deals, and different things of that nature.
False flag attacks.
False flags.
Natural disasters.
Terrorist attacks, natural disasters. All right. Racial tension.
Yep.
All these different things are 2018 is going to be that year. Yeah, 2017 was the build. Well, that's why the Apostle Tar coined it. 2018 is the year of prophecy. All right. But that means that us as prophets of the Lord, we got to push out prophecy. All right? Because the more energy that we push out upon this place, we'll see it manifest in due time. Keep going.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom. Hey, what's the two major kingdoms? America versus Russia, man.
Yeah.
Because that's a kingdom. A kingdom is it's like an empire. All right. That's why I said the horde that rideth upon the beast. So America is basically established amongst other countries. That's why later on, even with the United States, you had different countries actually attach themselves and became part of the United States, being up under that kingdom. All right, such as what? Hawaii. What's another one? Guam, Puerto Rico. You know, and Russia is that opposite kingdom. That's why when I just read in the article, spoke about how Russia and America are still in that division. It's always back and forth with Russia, North Korea. Those are those rumors of wars. And rumors actually turn from just talks to actual action, man. Propaganda. Before the Vietnam conflict and all these different conflicts, you had different talks, man. Discussions and propaganda being spread without. And then after, before you know it, it's the actual war. Keep on.
God. And there shall be famines and pestilences.
Yeah, which is a lack of substance. They're going to push, there's going to be a famine here in America. It's already a famine in Venezuela and these different other countries, man. They can't, South America, they can't even provide for their people, man. How much more America? South America is a land that's rich in agriculture, so to speak. All right, you got to think about the different river systems that they have in South America. Those waterfalls, those exotic waterfalls, that's all throughout South America. Those rainforests, those exotic animals, and this is lack of substance there. How much more America? Where this place is just drenched with wickedness, man.
Yeah, America,
GMOs and all that.
Yeah, there's really, if you look at certain parts of America, as in the Northeast, there's not parts of the land up there that's just rich in certain minerals and resources, man. It's residential, it's industrial as hell, and then if it do have any rural areas, it's just open field. Nothing is produced, just grass. Or hills or mountains. There's they don't produce a mass amount of resources and ship them throughout America, man. Those are consumer areas. All right. Now on the West Coast and in the Midwest, you have a lot of, in certain parts of the South, you got corn fields, cotton fields, but all of those fields are ran by Monsanto.
And they're being burnt up too.
Yeah, some of them being burnt up. Some of them are majority of them are ran by Monsanto, and the rest of them, they basically abandon. These people are abandoning these fields in America, man. Because farming is not a lucrative business anymore. Because Monsanto took over.
Right.
So farming is not a lucrative business. So this place is this merchant city that was once a great place, that was rich in product, rich in buffalo, rich in cattle, rich in cotton, peacocks, different minerals and resources. That land that once was flourishing is now becoming dried up, man. It's a dry land. This land is mourning, man. All right, and the Lord is going to come cleanse it. That's another prophecy that we're going to push, man. All right, how the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to come cleanse this. And we saying these things because we have the understanding, we have the gift of prophecy that was allotted to us by the Spirit of the Lord. I got something real quick. This 1 Corinthians 13, and I'm gonna start at 2. It says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. Right. So if the Lord gave you all of these gifts to push this word, but you're not charitable with it, all right, you don't give it, then you a nobody, man. That's why Apostle Tahar and all the other apostles on the live stream was going in on you guys that's falling out of these camps at the end, man. You are nobodies, man. You're nothings, man. All right, just because you know these things and you may have a so-called following, or people may be looking for you, where such and such at? Right. You still a nobody, man, because you forsook the ministry. That's right. All right, you got these gifts, and you thinking that you got these gifts because you gave it to yourself. The Lord gave you these gifts, but you forsook the ministry You forsook the actual job that you're supposed to use the gifts on.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you working at McDonald's and they give you a McDonald's uniform, but you forsake that job, but you take the same uniform and go try to work at Burger King.
Right.
That's stupid.
I didn't give you that. Like, you can't work here with that shit. That's what Jay doing.
Yeah.
They got all these gifts from the Lord, and then they forsook the actual workplace where you're supposed to use the gift. And now they were going to try to take it to another platform, and it ain't gonna work.
That's a thief.
That's like the brother Barzal said. That's considered a thief.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Lord said, Paul said, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries, and you gotta understand another thing, man. For us to be boldly speaking these words from Yahweh Bashim Shai, that is actually a gift, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? The Lord is the one that opened certain parts of our mind up to receive this word and the understanding of the prophecies that's to come. The Lord is the one who did that to the brothers, man. So it's an actual gift. Right. So is faith. Mm-hmm. It tells you that in Ephesians, the 2nd chapter. And having faith, all right, is prophecy too. Mm-hmm. That was written before time, man, because it was a point in time in the earth where there was no faith in the earth. Mm-hmm. But the Lord said, what? Faith shall flourish. So that's having faith is actually a prophecy, man. Everything is a prophecy.
Everything
man.
is a prophecy.
Everything that happens is prophecy. You want to say something?
Right, pretty simple.
Yeah, of course.
All right, this is Hebrews 10:22. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water.
Hey, the scriptures say having our minds or our hearts sprinkled with a pure conscience. All right, you gotta have a pure conscience, a pure mind. All right, pure understanding in order to elevate and grow. But you can see in certain guys' spirits, man, they don't really know what they got involved with, man. They just hear. They just sounded good, man. But in the long run, man, they wasn't really equipped for the battle, man. It just sounded good, and they just hear now. Forgetting that Yahweh Bashim Shai is controlling everything, man. And the Lord is about to up the bar in Israel. Not just in Great Millstone, in Israel, period, man. Mm-hmm. All these guys out here that claim that they know that they're Israelites and going out to the highways and byways, so-called teaching the people. The Lord gonna up the bar, man. He gonna set the criteria a little higher, man. You're gonna have to be on your P's and Q's, man, going into this year, man. Your faith gonna be tested. Your integrity is gonna be tested. Your brotherly love is gonna be tested, because the elite may very well come to a weaker brother in the faith to try to get you to rat the camp out. Things are going to be tested. Things are going to be happening. America's going to be shut down. You're going to have to deal with the situations according to the scenario that you in. This is the times we're going into, like with the brother Reed. Go ahead, Aina.
All right, I'll start from the top. It says, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water.
Mm-hmm. Which represents the scriptures. This is the cleansing nature. This is what you sprinkle upon your conscience and wash your soul with, And that's why the scriptures say, let not your iniquities or your sins bring you down to your iniquities, lift themselves up. All right? You got to pray to the Most High fast. This is going to be a heavy year, too, of praying and fasting, too, man. Because as we get closer and closer, we got to plead more. We got to pray more. We got to do more and take more of an affirmative action, so to speak, till we get to them doors, man. Because the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be something that's going to blow men back, man. And if your spirit and your faith is not built up, like the brother just said, that gift of faith, if you haven't been praying for these things, then your house is going to be overthrown, man. Like I said, 2018 is going to be a heavy year, man. There's going to be a lot of men that's going to fall out. There's going to be a lot of men that's going to buck up, that's going to scoff. You're going to have a lot of men the increase is going to come in a lot of camps.
You're going to have men that's going to flee from, people say, when persecution for the word arrives, they wither away. Yep. That's a prophecy,
Yeah.
So that's why, if you ain't following the spirit and what the brothers are saying, do, especially the top brothers in your camp, man. Don't let things fall on deaf ears, man. You know, thinking that, oh, that's just a man. You know, no, the spirit works through men. What do you think the Most High gonna come talk to you? Gonna come knock on the door and say, hey, you know, hey, make sure you do this, man. You know, so if you don't even got the respect for the leadership that Yahweh Shema set up, you gonna miss something, man. You gonna miss an order.
Yep.
You gonna neglect the order, man. Thinking that it's just whatever, man. I ain't worried about that nigga, man. You know, that ain't how you move in the faith, man. This thing is getting tight, man. It's gonna be tight. The Most High gonna tighten up his body so tight that a nigga can't wiggle in, man.
Yeah, those breaches are closing up. Those gaps, those couple screws.
Yeah, I got some.
I got a little bit more. I just want to bring out too. After
Would you add more, Ivan?
I'm gonna just finish on 23. All right, verse 23 in Hebrews chapter 10. It says, "Let us hold fast the profession of our faith."
Yeah, and what's our profession? These scriptures, man. This is our profession that we profess. Us being professors in this faith. That's another word for being a prophet, man.
Mm-hmm.
As us being men of the Lord and prophets, we have to prophesy. We have to push that gift. Scripture say, "Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given to thee by the laying of the hands of the presbytery." Man. All right. So even in these coming times, as it gets worse and worse and rougher, we got to push more and more truth out, man. You got to, like Scripture say, forsake not the assembling of yourselves together.
Right.
All right. Do good and communicate. All these different things got to be in you in these days, man. Building your faith, you know, getting more in the Hebrew, locking more into the couch, seeing what's going on, looking at the affairs of your couch, you know.
Right.
Building the younger men up, you know, cleansing yourself of evil, so that the spiritual demon Satan won't have any little, you know, where little creek or area to enter into, man. Right. Mm-hmm. This is the time to like Scripture say, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect, man. This is the time to strive for perfection. You are.
Hey, yeah, like the elder said on the stream we was watching earlier. All right, he said, "What? We haven't gotten to the hard part yet. Yeah. You know, we're still in that boot camp of prepping phase, man. Mm-hmm. You know, the grooming phase. You know, so don't take it for granted, man. You know, brother, give you certain orders, or you got to work on certain things, man. Take advantage, man. The time won't come where it's gonna be too late, man.
And I tell you what end up happening. The Most High gonna make you eat them words, man.
Yeah, yep.
He gonna actually put you in the situation that the brother was telling you about. He's gonna fuck you up, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I should have listened to him, man."
Right.
But it's gonna be too late. But that's the rebelliousness and the stiff-necked people of Jake, man. Jake is just headstrong on being self-willed, man. Being self-willed is really played the fuck out, and it's lame as hell, man. Yeah. And it's prideful. It's prideful tactics and prideful antics, man. It's gonna be the cause of your death, man. Following them orders, man. When back in the armies of Israel, when certain orders was put out, man, if they weren't done to a T, it could either cause you to get put to death or removed from the army, man. You know, it could cause you to get put to death or either removed, man. Right. Then you just get removed from your duties.
Yeah. Pushed into exile, man.
Yeah, you know, like we always bring out the story of Gideon with the men that laughed like a dog, man, because they did one little thing wrong, man. They got excused of their duties, man. You know, and that's the same thing now, man. This is the biggest war that's about to take place. So when the Most High say do certain things, hey, you may take it for granted, man. You know, like for instance, and I'm gonna get the floor back to the brothers. I'm gonna just say this: Apostle Hart say do what, 3 videos a week, right?
Right.
Now let's say you do 2 videos a week, and all of those videos, Esau come down on you because you got incriminating evidence. But if you would have done that 3rd video, you probably would have said something that could have freed you from those other goddamn videos, man. But because you ain't followed that order, it came back and bit you in your ass. Right. There's certain things like that where Jacob sleep on because they don't have a vision. You know, they don't have a vision. You know, I just wanted to say that.
That's right.
I got you. Still got some more of that?
Yeah, I have a little bit. Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise.
Yeah, it said without wavering. This isn't the time to be wavering. It's the time to be steadfast, man. 10 toes down and being assured of the thing that you're involved in. Like the brother said, there's certain men that don't know what they're involved in. You know, and those men gonna be cast out in due season. The scripture said, "Double-minded man is unstable in all his ways." Right. You got to be stable in order to walk this tightrope that we walk. We actually treading down, unstable waters, so to speak. You know, are we treading down, heavy waters? Like scripture tells you in Ezra how you walk through a road that has fire on one side and water on the next. You got to be balanced in order to walk that tightrope. You know, and I got still a little bit more on this article, which is going into 2017 and all the affairs, showing how destructive this year was. But it says, like I said, I'm gonna go back. It says 7 huge news stories you probably didn't hear about in 2017. Number 1, it says the government continue its push to spy on you indiscriminately. You're gonna probably read the first sentence and go to the other ones. When Edward Snowden revealed to the American public the extent of the federal government surveillance programs, the country was outraged for a few fleeting movements. But the issue of privacy violations has largely faded into obscurity since then, even as the government's push for these policy continues. Before leaving the office, Barack Obama granted more surveillance authority to federal agencies, and once Trump took office, his administration began pushing to reauthorize the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which has not only swept up the records of foreigners, but also American citizens. And that's just showing you that, as time progresses, the privacy of the people is being taken away from them, man. Right. Esau is actually constricting the American citizens more and more. As more and more policies start to be pushed out and executive orders enacted, and they get enabled, it's actually stripping the rights of the people.
And that also show you too that people say vote for Trump, and they all work together, man. The so-called Democrats and Republicans. Mm-hmm. The Obama passed one law, and then Trump is going to enforce it, man. Mm-hmm. They all work together in that same system. Yeah. All
right. Number 2, the media and government selectively informed the public about North Korea.
Oh, well, that goes into it's propaganda now, but the whole fake news thing.
Oh yeah.
They push that out there because see, what the first 2 things it's saying in there is that's the elites controlling the narrative. They want to control what you see. They want to know what you see. They want to know what you got going on, and then they push out what they deem is necessary to push out to make sure that their agenda keeps going on. You people keep believing this goddamn American damn nightmare. This is them pushing their continue to push their New World Order agenda. But it all plays into prophecy because the more they spy and the more they trick and deceive, the more that America is hated by these other nations. And you've seen that earlier this month with the UN and Jerusalem vote, man. Prophecies coming to pass pursuing the Daniel the 2nd chapter. They can't stop Esau and America continue to be in the hammer of the earth for pushing their policy on the earth. It's slowly but surely pushing the rest of these other nations away, man.
All right, a little bit more. It says North Korea has dominated headlines for months, with the media consistently warning of imminent danger and repeatedly fear-mongering about the perceived threat. What has been grossly underreported, however, is not only the U.S. military's historical decimation of the North Korean people, but also the North Korean regime's willingness to engage in talks. North Korea officials have repeatedly stated they are willing to compromise on their weapon programs if the U.S. backs off its military grandstanding. As the North Korean ambassador to the UN told Reuters in November. So that's just things escalating more and more between America and North Korea, man. Because America is looking to progress this war. They're exciting this war that we're actually entering into. They're not backing off. You got this proud devil, Donald Trump, and his staff. They're looking to push it. They're warmongers, man. America is a warmongering society, which thrives off of bloodshed and war.
If I can say, the reason America really has to go to war is the fact that nobody wants to use their currency anymore. You know, Russia, China, Iran, they all, South Africa, they all signed this pact to switch the petrol system to the yuan. So it's backing America into that corner like an animal backed into a corner. It has to claw and fight its way out. So the only other option for America to do is go to war. That's why they want to go to war so bad. That's why they're not taking their battleships off the coast of Korea. That's why they're not backing down. They have to do this.
And if I can add your point real quick, I believe North Korea and China, which China is a part of that BRICS organization, which is an economic organization between Russia, Brazil, China, and other nations. They've been doing trade deals with oil. So what would they use? They were using yuan. They're not using the American Federal Reserve note as a currency. They're trading with whatever resources that they have in order to strengthen their economy and keep things between themselves, And that's fueling the frustration that these other nations have against America, showing you exactly the point the brother was making. They're pushing away from America. So America's going to have to do what? In order to continue their what's called their hegemony, right, and their dominance over the earth, they got to go to war. That's how the elites keep rule.
Can I add to your point? Just in America, they hesitant to switch over to that gold switch standard, because there's some speculations out there, and I saw it in the news, and I'm going to read a portion of the article. And I'll just go ahead and read it. It's in the business section. It says U.S. gold of low purity, and that's why the audit of reserves will never be allowed. Experts tell RT. It goes on to say the United States doesn't let anyone see its gold reserves, even if
I said it doesn't. Yeah,
even if the Treasury has a number of billions it claims they are not tradable, warns Singapore bullion star precious metals experts Norman Manley. That's all I want to say on that. That's why they hesitant to try to switch over and move how the world trying to move in regards to trading gold for oil, because that gold ain't worth shit, man, and it ain't measured properly.
That's right.
Yeah, and you got all the U.S. with these Federal Reserve notes, and that mass amount of printing of that currency is invaluable, man. And that's why you have certain countries such as Libya, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, these different countries that have secondary, secondary finances, so to speak, their currency backed by things. America looks to invade those different countries, man. But just like the brother said, they don't have any type of backing system behind the currency that they're using. Now look at everything becoming digital, all right? And they're trying to turn the whole sphere of the world towards this Babylonian energy, man. But you got these other countries, like the scripture speaks about how the nations are angry. They know the Esau system is wicked. It pushes out a high level of wickedness, and they looking to turn from that, man. Mm-hmm. And America, they need these different nations. That's why all these different nations are dominated by the American military. That's why you have U.S. bases all throughout Africa, all throughout Europe, and these different countries, because they need those strongholds. Just like when an empire is intact, they need those different countries that they actually warn amongst. All right, and if they don't have those different countries secure, that's how rebellions start. That's how different military has to get shifted from one country to the next to keep the people from overthrowing the military, or overthrowing the empire through anarchy. That's all the different things that this U.S. military is fighting, man. And it's stretching the military thin, it's stretching the finances thin, it's stretching America thin on the whole, and they're gonna lose that power.
That's their whore. Because this is the whore rideth upon the beast. And she rideth upon, and her riding meaning she's, like brother was saying, her whole power or whole influence is based off of whether or not these other nations are doing her will. But once Nikki Haley got up there and she was like, America's gonna remember what the United Nations did when they voted against that resolution to make Jerusalem the capital. America was heated. Trump was heated. She was heated. And that's just gonna fuel more tension, man. These other nations, these other nations are waking up to America's BS, man. You know?
Oh, yeah. I got this on number 6. I'm gonna jump. I'm not gonna read them because it's a lot of info. But it's this number 6. The world moves on from the American Empire.
Yeah, because America is Babylon the Great had been. As good as America had been that golden cup, right? America has been that golden cup of the Lord. But guess what? You know what's in that cup, really? The dregs and all that BS that America has to drink. This is Edomites going to slavery. Because Esau, the so-called white man, has pushed out so much wickedness on the earth and has influenced so many other nations to go against their own culture and their customs, that the spirit of these nations are coming out like, look, man, this is not what we're about. You know? America's power is waning.
Yeah, that's right. It says, as U.S. foreign policy continues to create unintended consequences, other global players are moving to lessen their dependence on America and the U.S. dollar. From Venezuela to Pakistan and Iran, countries are opting to conduct their oil transactions outside the long dominant American currency. Just like we were speaking about. This is what these different news reporters and these different people are reporting on. Basically the decline of America also. Because America is getting picked piece by piece. This place was established amongst everything, like it tells you in Revelation, what it said, slaves, and souls of men, ivory, and all these different precious merchandise and material. Right. It's trading system. That's why they took over Panama and these different places, basically the system that they actually created. It's multiple things that's actually structured in one. It's an elaborate system.
Yeah, if I could say, just to add to what the brother Barzal said, we watched, it's a show called Atlas Shrugged, like a documentary. And on the documentary, they were basically, the founding fathers of America established America. It wasn't through organic, just being organic. America was established through conspiracy.
Right.
Everything that we see today, it was conspired that they would establish it under deceit. That's why America is a big bubble of a lie. It's a big lie. It's a country that's full of lies, man. This whole setup, this whole establishment is a conspiracy.
It's a fraud.
Yeah. It's a big fraud. The real deal is what they aiming towards, man.
And the conspiracy started with the Rothschilds. Those were the individuals that conspired together to establish this empire that you know as America. You said you had something?
Yeah. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
That's right.
They ain't talking about the goddamn or some damn people,
Right.
Yeah.
No, that ain't talking about the Vatican, man. That's talking about America. Babylon or America is the military branch of the beast.
Right.
All right. That's what America is. The military branch of the beast system. All right. It says have been a golden cup that make all nations drunk. Why? Because all these other nations, they pretty much use America as a blueprint for their country. Now, like you had the centralized banking system that there's niggas out here shooting, man. The Most High gonna kill a lot of you niggas this shit, man.
That's right.
How about Shemal Shah gonna smoke a lot of you niggas, man. That's right. That's why the Lord said when he come back, who shall he find so doing, man? Right. We doing the work.
That's right. Right.
You niggas out there shooting guns, man. All right, but back to what I was saying through the spirit, these niggas made me lose my goddamn train of thought, man.
I got something for you, boy.
Go ahead,
Because what you sent, this is the year of prophecy. It just hit 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? It's 2008. This is the start of year of prophecy. And niggas out here beating some hoodlums. This is what they gonna get, man. This is Sirach chapter 40, verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Verse 9, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked,
And all these things was created for you wicked ass people, man. You know, Spirit of the Lord had us switch gears, man, because it's fed up, man.
Right.
All you hear is confusion and chaos going on out there, man. You know, every goddamn year at the same time, you niggas doing the same shit. You know, you can't wait for the Most High to come back and bring that judgment on you, man. That's why we're gonna push these prophecies, man. We're gonna keep getting down on you niggas, and the Lord gonna make a move on you, man, because we keep saying it, man. Right. You know, the time is up, man. The year of prophecy is here, man. You know, through the Spirit of Yahweh Shah, the year of prophecy is here, man. Right. All right. And it's just you know, we're a couple of minutes into it, so to speak. You know, which we know this ain't a real new year, but we gotta go according to the time that Esau set up so that we can destroy it.
That's right.
You know, because and eventually, man, throughout this year, man, get ready for some big catastrophic events, man, that's gonna take place in America, man. That's right. The Most High, Yahweh Shah is fed up. Like the apostles were saying on the live stream, man, the Lord is fuming hot right now, man. And if you ain't fuming hot, you got a problem.
Right.
You supposed to be in the same spirit of the Lord, man.
That's right.
On fire, man. You know, understanding what the will of the Lord is, and you supposed to be like an angry worker, man.
Aggressive.
You're supposed to be a real highly aggressive worker, man. Real angry, you know, non-violent, just mad, and just so you're so pissed off that all you're doing is just working hard, man. That's the type of spirit you're supposed to be in, man. Not like this folly that's going on out here, man.
That's right.
You know, Most High Yahweh Shah about to open up on fucking niggas.
That's right.
No, go ahead.
Verse 10, Sirach chapter 40, verse 10. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
Yeah, that was the flood is known as the what? The first death.
That's right.
All right, that's known as the first death. All right, so now going into the second death, he has all that plus more, man. See, back then when the flood came, you didn't have men running around with spiritual powers. People, they just got caught by the flood. But this time, man, the Lord got a few more weapons for you fucking wicked ass people.
Sure. Can I get that up?
Yeah.
All right, come. This 2 Peter 3. 2 Peter 3 and I say verse 5. It says, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High."
Yeah, ignorant. It goes back to the word to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make that point because that's what our people are really ignoring.
That's what they do.
You know?
Right. They ignore prophecy. They know what we're saying. It says, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water, and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished." So the judgment came upon the earth back then. You had wicked people back then that was doing what they wanted to do, committing adultery, committing bestiality, being homosexuals, and worshiping other gods, murdering. They was breaking every righteous law that the Lord had set forth at the time, and they didn't care about it. But you had Noah out there preaching. But guess what? Now you got over 100,000 more prophets out here teaching the same thing, preaching the word, saying that the world is getting ready to end up on this society, man. The curtains are closing on Esau's show, man. Okay? It says, verse 7, it says, "But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word," the same prophecy, "are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men."
Yeah, why hasn't that fire happened? Because it tells you in Revelation 7, the 7th chapter, the Lord has a holy angel holding back those winds to the 144,000 is sealed, man. And that's why we work, like the brother said, so aggressively, you know, so ferociously, because when the elect is sealed, that's when the destruction is going to come.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You going?
Right. That was the end on that. But the point is that this world is going to be destroyed by fire. And like brothers say, it's not going to be started buy a pack of Newport 100s at a gas station, you know, just so happen to be lit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some gas on the ground and the goddamn cigarette butt hits it. You know?
Yeah, man. The Lord gonna be jacking you people up in some magnificent ways this year, man. You know, you're gonna dial up some Final Destination type stuff for you.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so it's gonna be so far beyond that you look for, man. And like the salvation, like the Lord said, the salvation is gonna be so far beyond that these people look for. Hey, we gonna the type of death that you're gonna be dying from, man. Lord's gonna get creative. We gonna let them death angels really like have fun with you, man. Right. You know, some weird ass deaths. Like, damn, that's how that motherfucker died, man. Yeah. You know, because you pushing out weird demons out here. That's right. So the weird demons gonna come back and kill your ass in a weird ass way.
That's right.
You know, you fuck around and you know, down on the toilet or some shit, man.
Hey, when the spirit was on us yesterday, we was going into heaven. This world gonna be destroyed by nuclear fire.
That's right. That's right.
These stuff that these brothers bringing out in this article, man, don't let this go in one ear and not the other, man. These articles and these information that's coming out, the message coming out, this is heavy because this lets you know what is getting ready to happen in the state of the world, man. Nuclear missiles and you know, this whole nuclear, all this is going to culminate in the destruction of America.
Right.
You know, that's that fire that I was just reading about.
Right.
It's going to destroy this place.
I got something real quick. Back you up. It's Jude 1:7. It says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Right. And now you ask, even these other Israelite niggas out here, man. When you ask a Christian this, and they don't know what this is talking about, man.
Right.
Because it said just like Sodom and Gomorrah. We know through the history that Sodom and Gomorrah was burnt up, man. Right. Plus the other neighboring cities. That's how they were destroyed. And it says in like manner, man. All right. Ancient Babylon, Iraq, and the Vatican ain't been destroyed by fire coming from heaven, man. Right. But this place, America, that has other people going after, not even just strange flesh. It's not even flesh. You got people trying to go off of inanimate objects like these robots and stuff, man. That's strange, man. The world hasn't seen that type of thing before, okay? But this is the world that's going to be destroyed by that fire, man, okay? This is how it's going to be destroyed. This is like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to come from the sky. And you people are not going to have time to get on your airplane flights and go to South Africa and hope a missile don't hit it. You're not going to have time to board a plane or to get on a boat on a cruise ship. This place is going to be taken out. Yeah, this place is going to be taken out in an hour, man. Hell, all these airports are getting blacked out. Your ass ain't gonna make it out of there, man.
I think I got a little bit more. Yeah, bring out too, though. I'm about done though, really. But this is under number 6. Still under. It says the world moves on from the American Empire. And I'm gonna jump down to the middle of the paragraph. It says, for example, Turkey, which has for years been somewhat of a U.S. ally, has strengthened ties with Russia. Iran and Qatar have mended ties. And even staunch U.S. ally Saudi Arabia is hedging its bets by building up business ties with Russia and China.
Hey, that's Ezekiel 38th chapter, man. Because it talks about Gomer and Togarmah. If you look at that on an ancient map, you brothers, that's the area around Turkey, man. You know? And it said that Russia was going to be a guard. Gog and Magog was going to be a guard to those nations. Right, and it talked about America's allies, you know, strengthening ties with Russia. That's there in the 2nd chapter.
Yeah, that's right.
Prophecy is coming to pass, and it's getting to a point where it's getting ready to boil over, man. Right. You know, and these things are happening. These are major prophecies. These steps, man.
I was gonna say also, these are experts, man. These ain't just no regular niggas that just got hired, man. $19 an hour in a CNN center or whatnot.
Right.
No, these are really experts of, that actually search
and they have connections, man. They got connections to certain governments. They got intelligence,
certain research.
Certain research,
Intel.
intel, certain, and like on the Matrix. You remember that information that Neo paid for in the beginning scenes? It cost them some dough, man. You know, this is that type of information that these certain people, they'll actually have to talk to certain people and pay some money to actually get access to certain information to publish these things, man.
That's right.
And then we already know these things through the Spirit of the Lord. The Most High already had these things written in the scriptures for the prophets to bring out. But the information on the news is just a measure. Like the scriptures say, to measure the times. These just measure the times that we're living in. I got a little bit more and I'm basically done. It says, we'll go back. It says, for example, Turkey, which has for years been somewhat of a U.S. ally, has strengthened ties with Russia. Iran and Qatar have mended ties, and even staunch U.S. ally Saudi Arabia is hedging its bets by building up business ties with Russia and China. And then the scripture say, these shall hate the whore. Who is these? The allied nations. Right. The ones that actually in the unification with America, they're actually going to break off and they're going to, establish themselves upon other countries. Like it says, for example, Russia and China. It says the EU has also signaled its intention to become less dependent on the U.S., moving to create its own army. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's promise. That's what we've been speaking about for years, from the apostles on down. The apostles have been speaking about these things 20 plus years, man. 30 plus years of these events that's actually to come to pass now. And these different analysts and these different people that actually diagnose this information and write these different things down to publish amongst the masses, they see that these prophecies are coming to pass. And they watch the videos that we're actually speaking about from the apostles on down, they'll have to agree. Because we saying the same thing that they say. But we coming through the scripture. This is our filter. They filter it through these different countries and they get their information and then they'll speak about it. That's how they get their validation. But we get our validation through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
That's right. And another reason why they can't receive it coming from us, because nobody that's in a position of power want a slave to tell them anything. That's just the truth. Nobody that's running the world that has an abundance of money, abundance of resources, they can trace their lineage back to Europe. They know the royalty of their line. They have inheritances. They have sovereign citizenship. They don't want to hear slaves tell them the truth. If we were so-called white men saying these same things, it wouldn't be a problem. But it's the fact that this world looks through the carnal lenses. We look through spiritual lenses, man. Like what the brother's saying. And what's going to happen is, because the world thought that we the scriptures tell you in Corinthians, if somebody could get that we fools for the Lord's sake, man. Yeah. If somebody can get that in Corinthians, I forget where it's at. That's right. It should be in 1 Corinthians, probably the 5th chapter, if I'm mistaken. It said we are fools for Yahushua. That's right. Somebody get that Bible shot. Whoever can get, you want to say something? You got it.
This is all right. You want to start at verse 9?
Yeah, I think it's 9.
All right. This is 1 Corinthians 4, chapter 4, verse 9. It says, "For I think that the Most High has set forth us the apostles last."
Right. See, the Lord said the apostles last, starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakar, and Apostle Ramla, and the elders, and then the other brothers, the camp heads, the captains, the priests, first, second, and third in command brothers, the warriors. All right. He said all of us last, man. All right. Go ahead.
As they were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. That's
right. We made a spectacle unto the world. You look at a lot of these videos of Great Millstone, and they getting thousands of views, man. It's getting a lot of hate.
People taking pictures.
Yeah, a lot of people taking pictures. A lot of people hate. A lot of people hating on the comment board, scoffing and stuff. You got a lot of people that come by and they actually know who we are. Yeah. They say, "Oh, the Hebrew Israelites. Yeah. Oh, y'all the Hebrew Israelites." Yeah. So we being made a spectacle, man, and an astonishment, man. And these people are astonished to see some Negroes standing in power and in order, not over talking each other.
Right.
You know, not looking like hoodlums with guns and holding picket signs, but we actually reading out a Bible, man.
And they really hate that too.
Yeah.
You know, they see us standing up, coming back to who we are, you know, speaking the truth. They so devils hate that, man.
Having love for each other. That's what the Abishai said. The world will know you by the love that you have for one another.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly paraphrasing, man. That's astonishing, man. That's a spectacle to see so-called Negroes moving in such fashion, man.
Right.
You don't even see that in the black church.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So when they see that amongst us on the highways and byways, it's astonishing, man. And people on the outside looking in is scratching their head like, what are y'all? Who are y'all with? What is it like? It has to be some kind of so-called white man running this.
Right.
No, it's not, man. We inspired by the spirit of Yahweh. All right, go ahead, Aina.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians 4:10. We are fools for Yahweh's sake.
That's right, because we do this not for our sake. This is not for our best interest is not priority right now. All right, Yahweh's best interest is priority, man. What His will has to be, man. All right, we get inconvenienced a lot of times for this truth, man. You know, personally, but we don't take it personal.
Right.
You know, you can't take it personal, man. You know, brothers driving an hour and a half, 2 hours out for this thing, man, week in and week out, man.
Right.
Staying active. You know, brothers kept losing cars behind this thing, losing families behind this thing, man. You know, losing jobs, man. You know, going through all kind of infirmities for the sake of Yahweh. Not for our sake. Our best interest is not what we in this thing for, man. We just want to partake in His will. You know, and that's why we pushing these prophecies like so, man. We become fools for this thing, man. You know, when people walk past, it may be some people you may have went to high school with, some people that you may know at your job or something, and see you down pushing that word, man. Looking at you like, what the fuck you doing? I'm pushing this word, man. You know, that's what I'm doing, man. Is there a problem? Right. Step. You know, we got business. That's the spirit you got to be in. You know, that's the type of spirit you got to be in. You got to, hey, the world can look at us like fools all they want to, but that's good because it shows that we're not of this world. Right? Because if we was of this world, they would love us. You know, but to be hated. As a matter of fact, somebody get Matthew 5 and 11.
Hey, if I can say real quick, that's why in that verse 2 it said, I think it said appointed unto death. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, because we're dead to this world, man. You know, but what we live in scriptures, man. All right, and what? Oh, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, all right, but we're completely dead to people, man. We're dead to this world, man. All right, the prophets are already died, man. You know, when brothers came into this faith, brothers lost their lives, man. Through these scriptures, brothers are going to live.
You know, I just said that's the sacrifice.
Well, what I was going to add was you got to understand that we're on a bigger mission.
Right.
This thing is bigger than us. This thing isn't something that we personally wanted to do growing up, but the Lord called us into this thing to fulfill His will, which, you know, at the end of the day, it is going to benefit us.
Right.
But for the time being, we have to be dead to this world because it inconveniences our life. That's why Yahweh said, thou should hate thy life in this world. And he that hates his life in this world shall gain the kingdom. So he that loveth his life, you're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to die with this world, man. You're not going to gain the kingdom, you know. Go ahead.
Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
That's right. Hey, the sufferings of this present time, this present world, my brother was saying, whether you lose your job or lose your woman or family or whatever happens to you, you know, keeping the faith, that's what it's about. Because what you lose on this side is nothing to be compared to what the Lord is going to reward you with if you stick down in this thing, man. You remember what happened to Job, man? Job lost his family, his kids, everything, right? But what happened at the end? He was increased 100-fold. Yahweh Shai told the disciples that, the apostles that. He said, "He that hath followed me now shall in the regeneration you shall receive 100-fold." When it says the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his kingdom.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to get, hey, all of the brothers, man, we all looking to gain something more than what we have here, which is better than what we think that we got, because we ain't got nothing, man.
Yeah,
We're dead.
Hey, and if the brother got a precept, but hey, whenever you looking for a reward, that mean what? That mean you had to work for a reward. You know,
Mhm.
you're not gonna be the owner of a company looking for a reward from yourself. You want to be rewarded from the boss. You know, so that means what? You gotta have what they tell you when you work for a job. You gotta make sure you got the company's best interest.
Mhm.
You know, they tell you that what? Hey, you are the company, and you gotta have the company's best interest. Well, that's the same thing in his word. You gotta have the best interest for Yahweh Shema Shah primarily. And when you have those interests and those priorities established, then you get a reward from the heads. All right? Go ahead.
This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. Yeah, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai Mashiach,
That's
my
right.
Lord.
See, it said, I count all things as loss to the excellency. All right? Because why? Hey, we pretty much we sacrificed this thing, man.
Yeah,
We sacrificed ourselves, man. We was like, you know what? Some brothers had opportunities to go play big time football, man. They turned that opportunity down. Some brothers was outstanding in musician, man, playing instruments and things of that nature. Some brothers was musicians.
Right.
Some brothers had college careers and things of that nature, man. Some brothers just had raw talent that they weren't even really fully able to invest in because they got the word first, man. You know, some brothers just had raw talent that if they would have heard this truth 2 to 3 years later, they probably would not have came into this thing. But they forsook these things. They counted it as a loss for the excellency of Yahweh Shema Shah to be fulfilled, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right. I'll restart. Philippians 3, verse 8. Yeah, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things.
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
And do count them but dung.
That's right. See, so some brothers count millions of dollars as bullcrap, as a piece of shit. That's how because some brothers could have been millionaires, man. You know,
That's right.
But they look at that like, man, that ain't even worth it, because they understand the spirit of what? Prophecy. They understand that the things to come tells us that we're going to have things that you can't even really put a price tag on.
Right.
So I'm gonna count this as I'm gonna take an L in America real quick. You know, I'm gonna look at the glory of America as shit. You know how strong-willed you got to be to do that. That's why the Lord said you got to honor the brotherhood.
That's right.
The Lord don't just say honor the brotherhood for no reason. When you honor something, you look at something with reverence, with respect, right? And why should you honor certain brothers? Because of what they sacrificed for this thing. The amount of time that they put in for this thing, man. The tears that they shed, man. The guilty conscience that they have about themselves that they still push through, man. The infirmities that certain brothers have that they probably don't even disclose to the camp, man.
Right.
They just deal with it, man. You gotta have honor and respect for the brothers, man.
Right.
You know, you can't just come around because you got a position of leadership, just want to talk crazy to a brother just because he ain't on the level you on, man. No, you gotta honor the brother because you don't know the things that he sacrificed in detail for this truth.
That's right. That's right.
He counted certain things as dumb, as a loss, man. In America, what the things that these people are establishing as a high level of achievement in America is brothers that was on the same level that disregarded that bull crap, man.
That's right. That's right.
Because they understand what? The prophecies, man. That's why that goes to show you the power of prophecy. And the Lord is not unrighteous to forget what the labors that we're doing. He's going to magnify this thing because another part of the prophecy is spiritual powers.
That's right.
So you got to be on the lookout, man. Go ahead, bro.
and do count them, but young, that I may win Yahushua Mashiach.
And that's what we trying to do, man. We trying to win Yahweh Shema Shai, man. It's like because Israel is, the scriptures say what? I have likened Israel to a comely and delicate woman, right? So a woman that want to win over a man, what does she got to have in interest? Well, this is what you got to do for me, Yahweh Shai. I'm an independent woman, and no, she's doing everything to try to please him, to win him over. That's what a woman does, a righteous woman. She does things she put heels on, her feet hurting like a motherfucker, but she doing it to win the man over. Tights. Not because it make her feet feel good.
Right.
You know, and that's the same thing with us. You know, we get inconvenienced, you know, and we go through a whole hell of a lot of things to try to win over Yahweh Shema Shai, because we know what he likes.
Like sacrifice. That's one thing that he desires most, you know, of what you sacrifice and what you're willing to lose to gain him, man. You know, because look what he lost. He lost his life to gain us back into the fold. So we have to do the same things to show ourselves as faithful and you know, as sincere and righteous as him, man. You know, because of course we can't keep the law 100% as Yahweh Shai, but the action and the contriteness, you know, and the willingness to push his word and to do what it takes in order to get into that rest. Like the scripture say, let us labor in order to get into that rest. You got some more, Pastor Qualo?
This is 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, and our job is to attack the world through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, not partake in it, man. Not trying to get the best job and to get the best position and be at peace with this place. We on the battlefield right now, man.
Hey, everybody try to make it a thing, you know, put comments up saying, "Oh, GMS is worldly. GMS is worldly." But when you go on YouTube right now, all you see is GMS brothers doing live streams on New Year.
That's right.
So we worldly as hell. Why aren't we out here partaking in the festivities, man? With the big ass, you got the 20 and the 8 over your eye. The 8 way over here, the 2 way over here.
Right.
Everything, you know, you got the shades on with the big cup, with the long straw. Why are we out here doing that?
And that's true, because you don't see these other camps out here. You don't see IUIC New York, IUIC LA. You don't see all them going live, you know, doing lessons on New Year's Eve 2000, ready to bring this kingdom in. Right. You just see a bunch of great millstone videos, man. Because guess what? Great millstone started with the apostles, with the prophets, man. Right. We always going to the prophecies, man. We're going to the mark of the beast, what it is. We're going to updates. We let you know what's getting ready to happen. These other camps, they're too busy worried about how their woman's supposed to learn how to damn sew curtains and shit, man.
Yeah.
They're not pushing that vibration out. Great millstone, because we're the standard. With the spirit of Yahweh go ahead,
Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Yeah. You know, we're supposed to be sacrificing ourselves for the word.
Yeah, sacrificing our time.
Our
these lessons. That's why we're getting together right now.
Right.
We didn't get together to drink and to be some niggas, man. You know, cut on a football game or a basketball game or goddamn, you know, rap performance, live performance, bullshit. That's right, man. We got together to push this word, man. That's what we all have in common is desiring and fighting for salvation.
The scriptures say the common salvation. Right. The scriptures speak of salvation as being a common interest. You know? You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just laying back over what both of them brothers said. Like the brother Barzal said, you know, we come here, but ultimately we love doing this. We love being around the Akim. Like Hebrews 3:1 says, this is the heavenly calling. You know, and the brother brought out another point in Hebrew. I think the 4th chapter, it says this is our profession. Right. Okay. Now who's our manager? Yahweh Shai. It's the same thing in Hebrew 3:1. With this heavenly call, we love doing this. That's why we're here and not partaking with that nonsense out there.
Right. Yeah, because if we were to go out there and partake in that nonsense, man, we'll go ahead and meet the end of the road, man. Yeah, the Most High bring judgment on us, man. Yeah. And for all you guys that came into this faith and that left, Yahweh Shema Shah, man, you gonna have a bad year. Yeah. You gonna have a bad year, man. You gonna have an unprosperous and troubled, turbulent year, man. In the spirit, man. You know, because the Lord is getting ready to bring in the kingdom of heaven. He's gonna put out the candle of all you you damn
Babylonians.
Yeah, you Babylonians. That's really what you are.
You're like fakers.
Yeah, you faking the phone, man. You know, and we ain't just talking about here in Atlanta that the guy that came in and left. We talking about that all the way back when the apostles was around, man.
Yeah.
You know, even you guys that came into certain other camps like IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, HOI, HODC, AOC. All you dudes that came into their camps and went back into the world of Most High gonna kill your asses too.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, because you still tasted of the knowledge. Even though they don't got the full 100% of it, you still ain't got no reason not to be doing this work, man. You know,
look over people that walk by the camp here and there. Yo, look, all you gotta do is hear this word. Just hear you an Israelite. And you mark, man, because you're not taking heed. If that doesn't spark something in your spirit, then that's it for you. People that we know personally, they all gonna get judged too, our family members and stuff.
Yeah.
Old friends. The time of judgment upon the nation of Israel is coming, pursuant to Amos the 3rd chapter. You know, he's gonna judge you according to your iniquities and your sins, man.
And if you ain't out here doing the work, man, you ain't mad at this place, man.
Yeah, right. You even worse off. Because you're going to be beaten with more stripes, as the scripture says.
Yeah, you content.
Is that Luke 14?
Yeah. Like Jeremiah said, he said the word is burning, is burning in his bones, man. You know, it's burning, man. This truth should be burning in you, man. You should be abounding, man, in faith, man. You should be pushing this thing out. But it shows that a lot of you dudes, you really ain't grieved being in America. You happy being here, man. You love this place, man. You know, I got something real quick. This is Job 7:11. It says, "Therefore I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul."
Yeah, that's what we do. We complain daily and constantly. What do we complain about? Receiving salvation, receiving deliverance, trying to get up out of this kingdom, and it takes action, man. It takes works. All right, just like if you in prison, you know, you got certain niggas that get comfortable in prison. What do they call it? Institutionalization, so to speak. When you're in prison for so long, if you're doing 5, 10 years, some people actually kill somebody and knock them off to extend their sentence.
Yeah. Or they'll get out, they'll get released and do a crime just to go back.
But that's like the scripture says, the prisoner exile hasteth that he shall be loosed from the prison. That's us. That's why we being consistent, doing the work, pushing it, all right, on a high frequency, from Georgia to California to South Carolina to Florida, all right, to New York, DC. Because the more and more we push to get up out of this kingdom, the Lord hears these things. The Lord hears these prayers at these camps. He hears the prayers of us brothers and the live streams and the energy that we actually pushing against this kingdom. That's what makes these different disasters and all this stuff go on, man. You know, that's what makes it where, like scripture say, where the Lord actually, you know, come upon our front doors, basically, man. You know, we said he shall visit the world which he made, but it starts from us, like I said, from our earnest preaching and our complaining. Look how many times, man, the whole book of Job was just complaining, man. Yeah. And the Most High heard those things. He heard Job's prayer at the end of the day. It ain't like he didn't hear him. He just wanted to hear Job complaining and him being earnest and aggressive to the point where the Most High just answered his prayer and gave him what? That 100-fold. So it's the same thing with us. Us constantly praying and crying and sighing and complaining. After a while, you're gonna see, oh dang, you know, the Most High heard all these things that we were saying as individuals, as camps, all right. And then you're gonna start to see it manifest right before our eyes. You got some more of that?
That was it.
Just went back and what you said about we're supposed to be crying and sighing, man. You know, constantly complaining. This is Ezekiel 9:4. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry.
That's the one the Lord is looking for. You go ahead.
No, and I just wanted to pinpoint a word in that passage. It said the men.
Right.
The men, man. All right. So the real men of the Lord are gonna be sighing and crying, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to see where the hole's at.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to flip 10 G's and invest it into some kind of business venture in America without doing the work.
That's right.
That ain't what a man of the Lord doing, man. A man of the Lord is going to be sighing and crying. And what is the platform that the Lord gave us to sigh and cry? The highways and byways and the internet, man.
Right.
These are two places of venting that the Lord established to get this word out and to get certain things off your chest, man. But Jake is really a part of this world, man. You know, we're supposed to be like I tell you in Jeremiah the 5th chapter, man. It say go through the midst of Jerusalem, man. You know, and we're supposed to be pushing out this word, man. Sometimes you get mad. Sometimes you get in the spirit that you just want to edify, man. You want to try to get through to Jake sometimes, and sometimes you just want to cuss Jake ass out.
Right.
You know, go ahead, Rotstar.
Yeah, it says go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
That's right. Not some, all.
Right.
All the abominations, man. Everything that's unpleasing to the Lord, man, we supposed to be asking the Lord to, hey, please save us because I just saw this today. Please save us. This is what's going on in America. Please get us out of here. It's filthy. You know, it's polluted down here. Lord, can you please save us? And by the Lord honoring us according to our works and our faith, He's gonna do what? Speed up the prophecies, man. That's right. He's gonna speed up the prophecies so that they'll happen. To where you may not have a 2 to 3 year gap that a major prophecy take place. You might have a couple weeks, a couple months until they be fulfilled. Then the end comes, man. But it comes through what? Through the man doing what the Lord told him to do. And all you guys out here, you fuck arounds, man. The Most High is gonna get you out the way. And He's gonna set up some very zealous and sincere men that's gonna come in and really put forth that good quality effort, man. Right? You know. Watch it out.
All right, so finishing up. It says, verse 5. And to the others, He said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity.
Now this clearly links up with Jeremiah 16:16.
That's right.
They go to show you that the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Yeah. Like you had Habakkuk and you had Ezra that said, "What? Woe is me, woe is me." You had Daniel and you had John the Revelator that spoke of the vision of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, the miracle, that kingdom that's establishing in the forms.
Yeah, the prophets. The prophets had identical visions.
They echo each other.
Yeah. So that right there is talking about. It links up with Jeremiah 16:16. Because first the Lord said, "Go and put the mark on the men," that's what? Fishing. Right. And then He said, "Everybody else you smite. That's right. Don't spare them." That's what? Hunting. So the same thing right here. Hey, Jeremiah spoke of the same things, man.
That's right.
Ezekiel and Jeremiah had similar visions, as is Isaiah and Habakkuk. All right, Habakkuk saw the chariots and coming back in a vision, and so did John, so did Ezra. All right, Timothy spoke about crowns being placed on our heads. So did Ezra. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is given by the inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof.
That's right. Go ahead.
For correction. For instruction
Go ahead.
For instruction in righteousness.
Hey, so all scripture is given by inspiration from Yahweh Shai. And when you look up the word, as a matter of fact, go to to the Edom online and type in the word inspire or inspiration, because that means to put in your spirit. All right. So what did the Lord put in our spirit? These words, like it's telling you right here in Timothy, you know. And this is profitable for what? For doctrine. All right. Because by the Lord putting the inspiration on his men, what's happened? The doctrine has increased, man. This was a doctrine that wasn't known. This was a doctrine that at one point in time in the world had never been heard, man. But by the Lord putting the inspiration on his men, the doctrine profited. It's being profitable now, because now people or brothers and families are coming into that safety hedge now, man. So it's profitable, man. You know, get that what I had called for about
Inspiration.
Yeah. And then somebody get Ecclesiastes 24 and 32. Okay, come on. Just bring that etymology out real quick. Shout out.
All right, come on. This is inspiration from etymology. This is the C1300s. Immediate influence.
Immediate influence, man. So the men of the Lord that's written of in the Bible were immediately influenced, man. You know, like the brother Tazai once said, got them epiphanies, man. Coming from energy from above. Go ahead, brother.
Immediate influence of God or a God, especially that under which the holy books were written.
Right. Especially under that which the holy books were written. And this is the actual etymology of the word inspiration, man. So inspiration deals with the holy books. A lot of people try to act like, yeah, you know, I'm inspired by Justin Bieber. No, you're not, nigga. You just got demons on you. In order for you to be inspired, you gotta be inspired by the holy books.
So that's right. Spirit, John 6:63. He said, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Right? The spirit of these words actually being put in us through what? Reading and studying. That's how we get inspired. And then after we get inspired, what do we do? Teach to inspire others, to bring them into the fold.
That's right. We push the prophecy, because the prophecy, the inspiration, is profitable to the doctrine. And what else did it say it was profitable to us?
For doctrine, for reproof.
For reproof. Because in order for you to reprove somebody, you got to be inspired by the Most High. You got to have the spiritual discernment to see that, oh, this brother went off. Because you got some men that don't got the inspiration of the Most High. They got men in their camp that's going off, and they can't reprove the man because they don't see him going off.
Right.
They think he ain't doing nothing, man. When really he going the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why the spirit of the Lord got to be on you. You got to be inspired, man. Immediately from heaven, from a heavenly presence. Go ahead.
For correction.
For correction. Go ahead.
For instruction in righteousness.
That's right. For instruction and righteousness, man. All right. So these words that we declaring are about to be manifest physically now. All right. That's why the Lord said, I have long holding my peace, my tongue, man. All right. Now this place is going to what did it say? They shall travail like a woman in pain.
Yep.
You know, the Lord held it. He held it back for a minute, man. Gave you ample amount of time to get your shit together, man. The prophets, he even put orders out that we got to go out once a week, and we followed those orders through the Spirit. We had to do 3 videos a week, man. Link up once, all right? Because the Lord was doing what? He was giving you time to hear the words, man.
Yep.
But now, because we've been out here doing all this labors, man, it's millions of videos, man. Millions of videos on the Israelites right now, man. You got videos on Daily Motion, on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, you know, Vimeo.
Too. And that's why even when you type in certain things, like on Google, you type in things about Yahushua, Babylon being destroyed, missiles, you know, nuclear missiles hitting America. You go into the images, you'll see brothers, whether they're in, you know, Seattle or whatnot, California, you'll see brothers San Francisco, here, you know, New York,
Hey, bro,
preaching the word, man.
Type in a Bible scripture. 9 times out of 10, before they get into the website, you can find them on. They have them videos going across the side. You don't see GMS videos.
And that's the job of a prophet, to consume the society through the words of the book.
That's right.
Yahweh Shai was preaching for, Yahweh Shai was preaching for 3 years, and he shook Rome up.
Shook it up, man. And he without us doing it, this doctrine wouldn't be heard, man. If we only went to camp once a year, this doctrine ain't gonna get out there.
Nope.
That's right.
You know, it ain't gonna get out there. We're gonna eventually lose steam. But the Lord say once a week, man, get to camp, man. Link up with brothers once a week. Do 3 videos. And then on top of all of that, you still got to do some reading and some studying and watch videos. So the Lord got us what? Occupying, man.
Let's open it up.
Because we doing so, the spirit of the inspiration of the Most High has rested upon us, and the doctrine is profiting, man. The reproof is profiting, man. Because brothers taking the reproof and they actually hearing it, because they taking it from a man that's inspired by Yahweh Shai. You know? Go ahead, Al.
2 Timothy 3:17, that the man of Yahweh Shai may be perfect.
Exactly. That's exactly what the Spirit had us just saying. So that the man can be perfect. All right? That's why the scriptures tell you, be ye perfect as your Father is perfect in heaven, man. All right? Because when we go before Yahweh Shai, man, our spirit's going to have to be pure, man. The Lord don't deal with defiled spirits, man.
Right.
All right? He has to purify you, especially if you want to receive a crown of righteousness, man. You gotta be getting into this purification method right here, then, which is this word, man. That's why the scriptures speak about what? The washing of the word. Right. The washing, are you literally, is it water? Do you bring the pages of the Bible and water fall on your head? No. It cleanses your spirit because it's so pure and so holy. You put this word up in you, man, them demons gonna scram, man.
Right. That's what John was speaking about. He said, "He that cometh after me shall," he said, "he shall baptize you with fire," which is these scriptures, man.
You
Yeah,
know, with fire. He said, he said, him that come after me, he said, I'm not worthy to lace up his shoes. He shall baptize you with fire and the Holy Spirit.
Fire and the Holy Spirit, yeah.
You know, and that's these words. Yeah. And baptize means to be fully doused.
Submerged.
Fully submerged. So you got to be fully submerged into these living waters in order to purify your spirit and have on them white robes, right, to even go and be worthy enough to receive salvation, man.
Yeah, just like when you clean your clothes, you don't just allow a portion of the clothes to be dry and a portion of it to be wet. You got to be dipped in. Back in the ancient world, you would have to, actually get a pot or something like that, something a big bucket, and you actually have to dip the water and actually clean it by hand, manually. You scrub it, then you wring it, and then you put it on the clothesline, so to speak, and let it dry. That's the same thing with our spirits. That's how you got to be submerged in this word. You got to be fully dipped in. And if it ain't clean, you got to re-dip it. Keep scrubbing,
Yeah, that's right. And I still want to get that Sirach 24 if somebody can hold that on that. You got to go right there.
I got something to build on that brothers are saying. I guess This is Psalms 119, verse 9. It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way?
And we represent those young men. Like scripture say, wax old and thou work. So we come in this thing from like in our youth as babes, not understanding how this truth works, not understanding the world, not understanding anything. So it says, how shall a young man therewith cleanse his way? Keep going.
It says, by taking heed thereto according to thy word.
By taking heed thereto according to the word. Because this word, this is what washes you. This is the purification agent. That's right. The more you study, the more you learn about laws. You're like, okay, well, I know I can't keep that because the scriptures say don't do it. The scriptures say don't eat pork, so I can't eat pork. And as you gradually take on these customs and this culture, that's how you become clean, because it's purifying you and it's purging you from that wickedness. All right. The scriptures speak about don't gossip.
Right.
All right. The scriptures speak about a lot of things on how to deal as a man. That's why it says as a young man, you start off as a child in this thing, and you grow up as a man. You understand, and you get that structure. That's right. That's why it says it's great for instruction and inspiration. The spirit that's actually in you, it actually makes you become upright. That's the word that was in Adam. All right. That's the breath of life that was put inside Adam to make him a living creature, so to speak.
That's right.
And that's the same thing that made us living creatures. Because prior to us having these scriptures, we were beasts, man.
Right.
Following the course of the world, some brothers committed adultery, you know, whether brothers was gang banging or doing drugs, selling drugs. But as we came into this truth, we actually put on these righteous covers, man.
Yeah.
And repented and cleansed ourselves from that wickedness. All right. So we're in the time, man. We're in beautiful times right now. And all we got to do is keep laboring and keep gathering and watch the Most High and pray for the increase. All right. And watch the Most High give the increase. You got that, brother?
Yeah,
Got this brother?
Right, I
got that
appreciate
point,
that too, bro. Just a statement on what you just said about we got to keep laboring.
God.
You know, that's this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and 30. Water will quench a flaming fire, and alms make an atonement for sins. Okay, so yeah, us doing the works, pushing that charity out, giving it to the ones that don't got it. Those are alms. And that make atonements for all the shit we had going on in the world before we woke up, man.
Yeah, you can't let this world even, you know, actually reverse the good deeds that you're actually doing, because we're actually doing good deeds, man. We're very charitable, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got these people, why y'all don't give to the community? Nigga, what? What are we doing? Every day we pushing the word, man. Giving the community the righteous ways to live, man.
Yeah.
How to conduct yourself,
Man,
how to deal with your family, how to deal with your woman, how to deal with your children. We tell brothers about all these things, how to live, how to eat.
Everything, how to speak, when to speak and when not to speak.
Right.
We go give some soup to the homeless. We liable to get that hot soup thrown in our face.
Yeah, right.
You know, but that's why we don't do that. That is an old tactic of a nigga.
Yeah.
That's all niggas do is go to soup kitchens and feed niggas, man. Niggas don't do, and they just do it just to take pictures that they did it.
Yeah.
If they were to see those same niggas, the same niggas that they trying to feed outside of the local gas station, they're gonna slam the door and roll the window up.
Yeah.
But then want to go to the public soup kitchen because you want some public recognition. We literally pushing this word really because we want the elect to be healed.
Yeah.
Not to be seen or anything like that. We want to pull brothers out that fire, like the brother's saying.
That's right.
That's why we got to push this word, man, so that this doctrine can just hit, just go out, just blossom, man.
That's right.
If somebody could get me 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter 2, and watch it out there.
Yeah, and that's why scriptures say by the foolishness of preaching, it have pleased the Most High. You know, roughly paraphrasing that. You know, so we're not supposed to do as pleasing until the in the eyes of you people, man. Like the brother said, the soup kitchens, feeding the homeless. We ain't not doing that, man. All right, we doing what's pleasing until how about Shem Yahushua, man, Heavenly Father and His Son, which is preaching His words. You know,
quick one for you, bro.
Gun.
This is Tobit chapter 4, verse 11. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High.
Right, like the brother Parthon, his arms, really is just us out there laboring, man. Sacrificing our time and our bodies to teach, man, giving alms to the people. All right, so it could be what? So it could be a covering for us, man. Covering for our sins, atonement. That's right. Presently, and for what we did in our past lives, man. That's why we're going so hard, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And it doesn't even matter how many people come against us, how many dislikes we get, how many people try to cuss us out on the highways and byways and call us racist and call us rapists and pedophiles. We know that we're doing these things for a great purpose, man. That's right. For the redemption of our nation. Because if you look at it on a global state, our people are in horrible predicaments right now. People in the worst ghettos, the worst projects, eating the worst food, living the worst lives, being defrauded, taxed wrongfully. They don't understand the system, so they don't even understand how the system is getting over on them. But we telling our people to enter into this rest, man. That's right. It tells you that in Micah, this is not your rest, it will destroy you. Enter into these words. This is the words that will cleanse you and that'll keep you away from whatever addiction that you're involved in. Whether you're a drug addict or whatnot, whether you're just addicted to this world, man. This is the word that'll cleanse you and rid all them evil spirits from you and put the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to live and dwell within you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2 and 10. Therefore, I endure all things for the elect's sake.
Yeah. And that's why you gotta be hard headed, so to speak, in this truth. Because you know that this is the truth. Nothing else can persuade us that this isn't the truth, man. Not no goddamn Egyptians. That's why when we go to the highways and byways, it don't matter what denomination comes, whether you're a Sunday pastor or you an old ass lady that just been in the church for the past 30, 40 years, so to speak. We coming against everything, like the scriptures say, because we endure hardness for the elect's sake. We know as we tear down these strongholds and we push this truth harder and harder and more aggressively and more passionately, there's going to be an increase, man. All right, the apostle said the same thing. It was a time where it wasn't an increase. All right, it was just basically the truth was being pushed out of New York. All right, they didn't say, all right, man, let's just try something else. Let's just put these Bibles to the side. Maybe the Quran is the truth. Now they believed in the words of Yahweh Shemyahushua. And later on, the Most High gave the increase. And you got these different camps popping up in the United States and outside the United States, man.
That's right.
And the Most High is going to do another boom, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I got something for you.
The brother got a little bit more.
That they may also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushua with eternal glory.
Glory to God.
Right.
And then that's all we fighting for at the end of the day is salvation, man. We want deliverance. That's all we want. We want out of this place.
That's it.
We ain't fighting to goddamn get the best job in America. All right, to be up there with the Jay-Z's and the Nas's, to take pictures with Barack Obama and Donald Trump. We don't want none of this shit here, man. This is a nightmare, man, from top to bottom.
That's right. From
the women being in power, to drug dealers prospering in this society, to the righteous, like the scripture say, the righteous or the rich man being in a low place. We want this whole thing to be turned right side up because it's up. Obviously, it's upside down. Man. Right. You got some more? Or that's it.
That's it.
Okay, you can bring it up. You got it.
Yeah, get it. Somebody get that. You got it.
You said it. Yeah. I'm gonna bring this out again.
Okay.
This Romans 8 and I started 38. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life nor angels.
Yeah, read that all the way through.
No. So I start over. Romans 8 and 38. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life nor angels nor principalities nor powers nor things present nor things to come nor height nor depth nor any other creature shall be able to separate us, the elect, Lord willing, we those men, from the love of Yahweh, which is in Yahushua, our Lord power. And like the brother was just going into, that's the elect. We're not gonna let nothing stop us. We're gonna continue to push. Like the things gonna get harder. Like the apostles were saying, it's easy still right now. We're not in the thickness of the hardness that we're gonna have to go through. Okay. But guess what? The elect is not gonna let anything stop us. Things to come. Like, hey, Esau gonna get more and more advanced with that chip, okay, until it become mandatory. But guess what? When through all of that, we still gonna stay faithful. Prophecy come to pass. Hey, prophecy that excites us, man. We sit back like, hey, in any moment, yeah. Like the brother said earlier, you can have prophecy pop off 1 week, the next week you have another major prophecy. Right. 2 weeks later from there, you're like, well, wait a minute,
it's
finna go down.
Yeah.
So you never know.
That's why the scripture just said right there, neither nor things to come. Because see, a lot of men may see this thing really popping off, and next thing you know, they had camp 1 week, and they didn't change their number, relocated, and they got the hell on, man. It's too much happiness. See, it says neither things to come can turn me from the love of Yahweh. So you really got to fully embrace these prophecies, man.
That's right.
You got to fully embrace them. You can't just be Israelite that, oh, I can't wait to get women. Isaiah 4 Israelite, a spiritual power Israelite. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be change in the twinkling of an eye Israelite, but then you don't want to be a pestilence, nuclear missile, and being delivered up to the council Israelite.
Or you don't want to be a persecuted Israelite.
Right.
You don't want to deal with the hell that's coming. You don't want to deal with Esau trying to make us look bad. You don't want to be
Deal
a
with
defame.
losing your family. You don't want to deal with having to lose your family.
Right.
You gotta take all of that.
You got them sweet tooth Israelites.
Right.
They like the goodies, man.
Yeah.
Got them sugary
Caramel
Israelites.
is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugary niggas, man. That's why Ezekiel, the Lord told Ezekiel to eat the whole roll, man.
Yeah.
He said it was sweet like honey, but then it became bitter, man. Right? You gotta have that balance. You gotta take the good with the bad, man. Right? You just can't have all the niceties of the word, man. You gotta take the good too, man.
That's right.
You know, you got it.
This is Ephesians 5:10.
Okay.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That's right. And this is the armor, man. This is what we have to fully put on. And let's say put on half these scriptures. You got to know these scriptures, from the war and the valiant mind like King David, to the intelligence of wise men like Yahweh Shai and Solomon. All right, to making executive decisions like these different men of the Lord, and having faith like these different men of the Lord. All that represents the armor, because you're going to need these things. When the scriptures talk about wisdom and knowledge being a stability at our times, it's not talking about fucking Chinese proverbs and shit like that. It's talking
like talking about Sun Tzu.
Yeah, Sun Tzu.
Or the 48 laws of power.
Yeah, the 48 laws of power.
Yeah, the scripture don't deal with Confucius.
Yeah.
Or fortune cookies.
You know?
Yeah, because this is their armor, these scriptures.
Yeah.
What's that? Buddha.
Yeah.
You know. Talk about, it says that in Ephesians 6, these scriptures.
Hey, shalom, y'all want to shout out.
Calling in.
Khan, you want to say a couple words? Hold on 1 second. Let me put you on real quick, brother. Got the brother online, fellow labor from the Cleveland camp. Thumb Yard, brother, you got the phone.
Yeah. I know the brother he was talking about putting on the whole armor, you know what I'm saying? So that's just like when we go out to camping, because I had to I was watching a video with these this guy, and he would do the videos where he would be in Israel, and he'll ask them so-called them Jewish motherfuckers over there in the land, do they believe that they are descended from the biblical Israelites, man? And they was like, and he was asking them how could he prove it, man? So the way that you prove that, the way that we prove it is what, man? Through the curses. Through Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, and also through the Spirit, because none of those other nations is doing what we're doing. I got one scripture I just want to read very quick. Because this is our armor. This is how we gonna be able to fight off Satan, man. And Satan can come in the form of a scoffer. Or somebody trying to gain whether we the Israelites or not, and that's how, brothers, when we out there on the highways and byways, we revert to these scriptures,
That's right.
But I'm gonna just get one scripture, Lord willing.
Okay, hey, you got the floor, brother.
So this Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, because that's gonna help us, make it to where we trying to make it to. With the kingdom, we trying to receive salvation. So we gotta meditate in these scriptures, man.
Right.
It says that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So that's just the point right there, man. That's the only way we gonna be successful, and that's the only way our way gonna be prosperous, man. It might seem hard right now, because we can't really, we can't act on the things that we know. But overall, it's the way we gonna, be prosperous, bringing that kingdom that we looking for, man.
Yeah, that's right, brother. That's right, man. You know, you wanted to say anything else, out?
Yeah, but y'all going in spirit, man. Yeah, y'all right. All these brothers, all I see is GMS popping up. All see, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else doing no live stream.
Yeah. Hey, well, that goes to show you that, you know, the Spirit of the Lord is working with us, man. You know, and we got to take it humbly and continue to work according to our measure, bro. You know, so hey, man, the brother just, you know, spoke some good words. We gonna go ahead and finish it up. I'll probably hit you soon as we done, bro. All right, y'all wish me shot by the Shalom, bro.
Hey, I got a quick precept to what he brought up. Just a quick one. This is Sirach chapter 39, because he brought out what's that? Joshua 1 and 8. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Okay, so like if you constantly meditating on this thing, you stay in the spirit, you're always going to be occupied in this thing. The brother Tazawam said earlier, you know, we doing these 3 videos. We're going out once a week. We're linking up once a week. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is keeping us occupied in this thing. Therefore, we're going to be always meditating on it as well. And occupying these prophecies that are coming to pass in the year of prophecy.
That's what it's about.
We're gonna keep beating those words into the airways.
Yeah, all we doing is we ain't doing nothing but beating this disobedient whore. We're gonna whoop her. We're gonna beat this whore, man, to a pulp.
Yeah, and all of us got access to this whip, man. That's why Scripture said in Hebrews the 4th chapter. This is our whip. All right, you got to use that whip. You got to beat this whore till it's done, man.
That's right. We gonna get a couple more scriptures and close it up. I still want to get that Sirach 24 because this is the time we living in, man.
Are saving it for last? Why it's you know?
Whoever, because that right there is heavy, right? And that's what the Most High is going to do. As a matter of fact, started verse. As a matter of fact, where I want you to start is I started 26.
Come, this is Sirach chapter 24. Yeah, that's right. Sirach chapter 24, verse 26. He maketh the understanding to abound like the Euphrates, and as Jordan in the time of the harvest.
Right. So imagine this word being compared to the Euphrates River or the Jordan River, which are very what? These are very you know, well-known rivers that constantly flow, that produce a lot of fruit around the brooks and the banks of these rivers. It's very healthy land. So the Lord compared the wisdom and the understanding to these major rivers that was actually spoken of in the book of Genesis. All right, go ahead, Kasha Kwan.
I'll read verse 26 again.
Okay.
Sirach chapter 24, verse 26. He maketh the understanding to abound like Euphrates, and as Jordan in the time of the harvest.
Go ahead.
He maketh the doctrine of knowledge appear as the light.
That's right. That's why Yahweh Shai said, what? I am the way, the truth, and the light, man.
All right.
All right. So this doctrine is not a doctrine of men. It's a doctrine of Yahweh Shai. And they say he's going to make it as light, man. Meaning what? It's going to shine. If you in a dark forest, all right, or let's say you in a dark desert. Let's use a wide open field, man. Let's say you in a pitch black desert and it's a new moon out. So it's pitch black outside, right? If somebody shine a flashlight, you're going to see it. You're going to see that light, man. Meaning what? You can't deny that it's present. Well, that's what the Lord is about to do, man. He's about to make this doctrine appear as light, man. All right, go ahead.
He made the doctrine of knowledge appear as light, and as Gion in the time of vintage.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. The first man knew her not perfectly. No more shall the last find her out.
That's right. And the first man, because it tells you in 1 Corinthians 15 that you had the fleshly Adam. All right. So and when Adam was here on the scene, he didn't understand the seriousness behind this doctrine, this understanding. That's why he allowed Eve to beguile him because he didn't fully understand the depths of this thing, man. All right, go ahead.
Come. Verse 29. For her thoughts are more than the sea, and her counsels profounder than the great deep.
Meaning that, hey, this doctrine goes beyond our imagination, man. All right, it's deeper. This truth is deeper than the sea. This truth is so deep that you have a immeasurable heaven.
That's right.
That was actually created from this wisdom that we have.
That's right.
An immeasurable heaven. All right. This doctrine is so heavy that it can't even be contained in the earth.
Right.
It's going to have to be branched out into other planets, man.
That's right.
And it still goes deeper than that. You know? So this is what the Lord is about to do, man. He's about to bring this thing to a full head. All right? Go ahead, Kasha.
And if I can say something too, just a quick point. It says, for her thoughts are more than the sea. And when you think about the sea gets deep.
Yes.
Yeah, Esau don't even know the depth of the sea. Showing he don't know the depth of these scriptures.
Esau only explored less than 5% of the ocean.
So how much more? He probably only knows about 5% of these scriptures. Now, of course, he knows, like the scripture say, the children of this world are wiser than the children of light. Now, he searches out a lot of these scriptures, but a lot of these things he just don't know. Hell, a lot of these things that we speak about, this is just still portions of the prophecies, man. Right. In the kingdom of heaven, you go, like I said, the blessing shall overtake. We don't know the blessing that's going to overtake them. That's why I said they're going to overtake you, you know? That's the depth and that's the deepness of these scriptures and the spirit of Yahweh, man. Because this is the Most High, his spirit written in words, written on paper. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. John 1:1, you know?
Yeah. Go ahead, Kasha.
Come. This is Sirach chapter 24, verse, I'll read 29 again. For her thoughts are more than the sea, and her counsel profounder than the great deep. I also came out a brook from a river, and as a conduit into a garden.
Right. So, hey, this word is a conduit to a garden, man. All right. A conduit is what? Something that helps push something else, man. All right. For lack of better words. All right. So this word and Israel is known as what? The garden. You know, imagine the banks or the brooks of a river. Imagine the green, the depth, the deepness of the greenery that you're going to see around a flowing river of pure water, man. It's going to be real green. The water is going to be blue because it's going to be filled with different rocks. It's going to be life in the water.
That's right.
You know, it's going to be different animals, bears and things around that water, drinking of the water, catching the life within the water. Like I said, the trees are going to be big and strong. All right, going to have very, very, very green leaves. All right, produce vegetation, fruits. There's going to be life everywhere around that, centered around that river, that brook, man. That's what the word is going to be like, man.
That's right.
All right, and this is the beginning stages of it. All right. Right now, what we doing, man? This word hasn't hit full capacity, man. It can't hit full capacity. This earth can't contain the wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Shah. That's why the brothers in the kingdom of heaven gonna have to branch out to other parts, man. It's other things out there that the Lord created that we have to go and explore.
That's right.
And that's gonna be a whole nother realm, a whole nother level of wisdom that has to be unlocked, man. The wisdom of the Lord can't be contained here on planet Earth. But that's going a little bit beyond, but it's starting now, man. Go ahead, Kasha.
Verse 31, I said, I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed.
That's talking about the elect, man. The Lord said he will water his best garden, man. Because the elect is known as what? The first fruits.
That's right.
All right. So the Lord is watering his fruits, man. All right. His best garden, man. You know, because the Lord has other creations out here. But he talking about his best garden, which is what? The elect, man. That's right. He said he's going to water them. Go ahead.
I said, I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed. And lo, my brook became a river, and my river became the sea.
Meaning what? This word is going to abound, man. It's going to continue to increase.
That's right.
All right? It's going to grow from a brook to a river, from a river to a sea. Because this word is known as what? Water. All right? So this thing is going to grow beyond our imagination, but this is just the beginning stages of the process that Yahweh Shema Shah is telling us. Even the elect individually hasn't reached their full potential, man. You know? But as the Spirit of the Lord continues to water us, we're going to grow and be like some superfoods, man. You know? You know, go ahead.
Verse 30, Sirach chapter 24, verse 32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and I will send forth her light afar off.
Right. The Lord said he will make doctrine to shine as the morning, man. You know how bright the sun gets in the morning? Hey, me and this brother, I'm gonna put it out there. Me and his brother was leaving work one morning, and the sun was so bright. He was driving, and the sun was so bright. He ran into the back of some damn body, man. You know, fuck my knees up. But that's how bright the morning is, man. The Lord said he gonna make his word to shine, to his doctrine to shine bright like the morning, man. And that's bright, man. All right, morning brightness can blind you, man. Temporarily blind you. You know. Go ahead,
Come, verse 33. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy.
I will yet pour out doctrine as what?
As prophecy.
Right. So now this right here has become a doctrine of prophecy.
That's right.
Not Christianity, not Islam. Islam can't tell you what's about to happen.
Hell no.
You know, the Mormons can't tell you what's about to happen. You know, according to incidents, they can tell you the end of the world is coming. Well, give us some incidents what's going to take place then, niggas. You can't. You the only thing you say, the end of the world.
What world?
Right. You know, but you can't tell us what's up with the chip. Nobody knows. Who the Jews? Nobody knows. Who the Moabites? Nobody knows. We just know the end of the world coming. Everybody know the end of the world coming, man. Give us some specifics, man. All right? But that's why the Lord deal with the prophets, because he said what? He will pour out doctrine as prophecy, man. Everything that we speak is prophecy, man. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Kind. Verse 33. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and leave it to all ages forever.
Right. So, hey, all of you people, man, all of you people that's scoffing, like all the brothers on the comment board, everybody in the world, the same thing that we speaking right now is not going to go anywhere else. It's here to stay, man. You know, this word is here, it's budding, and it's not going to go anywhere, man. So you might as well get acquainted with this doctrine, with this way of life, man. All right? With this government, with these words, this wisdom that we speaking, man. We ain't speaking the wisdom of the Dalai Lama.
Right.
All right? We ain't speaking the wisdom of some East Indian goddamn warlock. All right, that shit gonna fade and dissipate into thin air. Right. This right here, what we speaking is concrete, and you guys better get ready. You better get ready to live by this, man, because it ain't going nowhere. All right, go ahead, bro. We're gonna close out after that.
Come, last verse, 34, verse 34. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom.
That's right. You see that? So imagine a river, right? The Lord creates a river, and that river is there for what? For the trees, for the fish, for the bears, for the soil. All right, it cleanses the water so fresh that it cleanses the air, man.
That's right.
You know, so that one river, which is this word, all right, it's not only the Lord didn't create it for himself just to look upon. Yeah. He created it for all of those that seek that water in that river, man. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash.
All right, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. peace, and safety to the elect, men, women, and children. Shalom.
Shalom.